Hi, Alex P. Keaton, Sophomore Hospitality Committee.
Congratulations.
Whoa. Hey, excuse me. Do you mind if I wait around here for a while? I told Miss Armstrong that I'd meet her here, and it's official committee business.
I know why you're here. Who do you think, I'm stupid? I happen to know that there's no such thing as a sophomore hospitality committee.
This is Alex P. Keaton meeting his eventual on-screen girlfriend Ellen, who was unimpressed with his attempt to deceive her pretty popular roommate with his hospitality committee line. She describes the young Ronald Reagan-loving Alex upon their first encounter to a T.
Oh, I see. And you know what type I am. I mean, you got me all figured out.
Well, let me take a shot. You're an economics major. You voted for Reagan. You're in the debating club and the Young Executives Club. And you wear a jacket and tie everywhere you go.
Alex P. Keaton is the star of the sitcom Family Ties. The series reflected the social shift in the United States from the cultural liberalism of the 1960s to the conservatism of the 1980s. While a great deal of the show is about the back and forth between Republican conservative Alex P. Keaton and his ex-hippie father, Stephen, and feminist mother, Elise, the show was used during the 1980s to attack pressing topics like age gap dating and loosened freer sexual norms.
Alex, did you think that it was at all strange that I called you and invited you to the lecture?
No, not at all. I mean, you knew I liked Milton Friedman. You had an extra ticket. It doesn't seem strange.
That's not why I invited you.
I didn't think so.
Alex, I'm not really in the habit of calling up high school guys and asking them out on dates.
All they want to talk about are girls and baseball.
You know, I know exactly what you mean. I couldn't have a conversation like this with most of the people I go to college with. People who are intelligent and sensitive are a very rare breed. I think that's why, despite our age difference, I find myself very attracted to you.
How about those Cleveland Indians? How about those Cleveland Indians?
Alex,
Yes?
do you want to spend the night here? Alex, what are you doing here?
I just thought I'd come by and surprise you.
You should have called me first.
Would have been as much of a surprise. Hey, we got a fresh batch of melons in at the market. I brought you a couple. Oh, here's a tip. Keep them at room temperature for 36 hours before serving. I thought maybe we could go out, maybe go see a movie, go rowing in the park. I've been practicing. Who's he?
Of the issues this show tackled, one was the pressing issue of feminism and the fight for women's equality. Something this show did very well was show the dynamic between a young conservative Alex P. Keaton and the girl he was romantically involved with who was campaigning for women's rights. Normally, an Alex P. Keaton wouldn't advocate for such. But as they say, love makes you do crazy things.
Deep in our hearts, we do believe we shall not be moved.
Are you okay?
No, not really. Look, Dina, I cannot go on with this any longer. I'm not really...
Alex, that was a very courageous thing you did, coming to Dorothy's defense like that.
This button, this shirt, hey, it's not...
Is that a scratch on your ear?
Yeah, it's nothing.
Oh, those animals. Alex, I don't think I've ever been as attracted to anybody as I am to you right now.
I regret I have but one ear to give to the cause.
Alex, when you talk like that, I can barely keep my hands off you.
There is a job to be done here.
Yeah. Right on.
You know, not only by us, but by women everywhere.
Yes, almost.
How long must we wait? How long are we expected to accept these indignities? How long, Lord?
If indeed things had progressed as Family Ties was suggesting here, then it's very possible that where we are now would be drastically different. It was almost as if the show was suggesting to young progressive women that the best way to progress their agenda was not to work against the men that they may disagree with, but to fall in love with some of them and turn them into advocates. Clearly, things did not go as suggested.
A wide ideological gap is emerging between young men and women across the globe. According to Gallup data, in the United States, UK, and Germany, women between the ages of 18 and 29 are heading in the liberal direction, and more men in the same age range are trending conservative. The divide is even starker in South Korea.
The United States shows a 30-point gap between liberal young women and conservative young men. So obviously young people for a long time have been more liberal, and older, and as you get older, you get more conservative. But this is showing specifically a pretty vast gender gap. So even though all young people tend to be more liberal, there's this huge gap among that age cohort between men and women. And I was seeing a lot of discussions of potential reasons for that. One being that when you have more, I guess, social conformity, you have more just people cohabiting in the same spaces, or more community-based people tend to agree. And when you allow, when you have more cosmopolitanism and more opportunities for women and for everyone, then there's more divergence in political ideology.
Are men not living in cities, and do women not live in rural areas? Aren't all communities basically 50-50 anyway?
Right. So the idea is, well, men always had those opportunities, but now that women have more social, legal, financial independence, their attitudes have diverged from men to a greater degree.
So what is it about women's independence that makes them no longer want to be culturally conservative?
I don't know.
Robbie?
That's what conservatives are asking themselves.
Might it be that it was political progressivism that enabled women to have some of those rights to begin with, like being able to own a credit card, which was a relatively new innovation in our legal system? Women weren't allowed to own their own credit cards until the 1970s in the women liberation movement. Is it possible that women see themselves as direct beneficiaries in terms of their ability to have freedom in progressive movements? Might it be that they see their ability to have control over their own reproductive choices as inextricably connected to progressive movements? I don't think that this is such a non-brainer, a no-brainer, or like a difficult question, rather the opposite of a no-brainer.
I don't think it's a difficult question. I think people are grappling with whether that will affect their lower birth rates now in many of these countries, and men and women with vastly divergent political views, thus maybe failing to cohabitate, start families, have more kids if they have different values, that those problems are going to get, if you do think that is a problem.
We can be sure that there are a wide variety of reasons, from newfound freedoms to economic reasons to even expanded choice via the cell phone and social media, that are causing the growing divide between the ease at which young ladies can enjoy the dating market and the growing difficulty for a growing number of men to do the same. But on the granular level, it might be events like this that remain in young men's minds and hearts forever, turning would-be empathizers of enhancing women's liberties and freedoms into more conservative men reminiscent of a time where things were simpler and dating and family formation was much, much easier.
Hey, watch this, ready?
What? Why you call my girl? Oh! Why you call my girl home?
Because she had a different boy over last night.
I was over last night.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You want to see the video?
I woke up when you went to go
Do
get
you want
her.
to see the videos of another guy over last night?
That was
You wanna see it?
right now.
It's
The
not you.
videos, the proof. She picked up, right? Yo, what is this? I was here when she was.
Oh my god, last night. I just got here. I just
Oh
got
my
here.
god.
Where, is that you? Is that you right there? Does that look like you?
Oh.
Rumi Genda, I guess. Does that look like you?
Fuck, that's not
Does
you.
that look like you?
Oh, pussy boy.
Does that look like you?
That's not
I don't
you.
think that's you.
Oh shit, you're
I
that
don't think
tan.
Oh my god.
While some speak of issues like economic freedom for young ladies and freer sexual norms on the individual level, there are young men who are watching young ladies that they would lovingly marry and have happy families with get turned into free lovers. There's no way to quantify to what scale this is happening, but for a moment, imagine, what if Alex P. Keaton, a staunch believer in the free economic model, had seen a socialist entity take down an organization near and dear to him? it would only redouble his belief in Reaganomics. Very possibly, we're in the romantic Alex P. Keatonian era, where it's not Reaganomics that young men are doubling down on, but conservative dating, mating, and family creation practices. What may be making more and more young men lean conservative is possibly on a wide scale, more and more young men are experiencing things similar to the gentleman in this video, where he saw a girl he loved casually in bed with another man, which now becomes a casual, run-of-the-mill, viral instance on Instagram. Is it possible that these experiences, or hearing of these experiences, of guys who love their high school crush and watch their crush go on a sexual discovery journey, or take to online profiteering to become wealthy in their early childbearing years, or even worse, see the young lady that was once the apple of your eye turned into someone who thinks men are the bane of existence, when you knew her when she was all but a sweet young girl that you wanted to marry? Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you next video. Take care, guys.